Happy Friday. I just want to take a moment and send this message to people out there where it's June 23rd, and I know there's been a lot of chatter about different things going on and, people dying and stuff like that. And here I am making herbal teas to promote healing. But I'm not just an herbalist, right? I'm a spiritualist, a medium, a bunch of different things I do. But I want to just mention something that a lot of people don't realize. There's a lot of people talking about reincarnation, afterlife, and things of that nature, which is totally true. We reincarnate, and people say something that I hear all the time. Nobody knows what happens when you die because nobody's come back to tell you. That information is false. A lot of people know what happens when you die because spirits do come back to tell you. There's a connection with that spiritual part of yourself, and some of us have been awakened since childhood. We weren't allowed to close that off, so we are very much in touch of the spirits. So let me tell you something that happens when a person dies, and many of you kind of are aware of this. You're like, I was thinking about my grandmother and the room got really cold. And for whatever reason, because I literally had this conversation this morning, I don't know why it is that the room gets extremely icy cold when a spirit or a collection of spirit is around you. But it happens so much, and it literally happened to me yesterday because I was asking a question, and of course you ask a question, the spirit's going to give you the answer. And so that's how I knew those guys in the submarine were already dead. That's a whole nother story. So the room became so icy cold, and I love it cold, right? Because that's the best sleeping weather. But it was so cold, I had to turn off my ceiling fan. I had to turn up the temperature in the house. I had to double wrap my blankets, which told me that there was more than one spirit that involved and more than one spirit that had transitioned at the same time. Not necessarily just those guys, but there was a collective death going on, right? So that's how you can sometimes know or feel the presence of a spiritual being. And the next thing that people ask me, they're like, well, are there evil spirits? And again, good and evil are a reflection of you and your mindset, right? But there are forces that cause things to be more or less not in your favor, not in your benefit. The same way that there are forces that cause things to be more in your benefit, right? So, yes, they exist. And there are people who have been at war with spirits. We have given these spirits that we don't like names like demons and stuff like that. We've given them those names because that's how we associate them as being not good, not kind. But then there's some other people who take those same spirits that we call demons and they worship them. And so they give them praise and honor. Again, it is a perspective, a reflection of how you feel and what you're taught and how you believe in the relationship that you have to where whatever understanding there is that you have about these actual spirits. So I know that even the spirits that are considered evil can also be used for good. And good meaning work towards whatever it is you're trying to achieve in life, right? Now, the last thing I want to say is that we are spiritual beings, every last one of us. And when we leave, we will go to a spiritual place. I don't believe in the concept of heaven. So that's a whole nother thing. And I say that because heaven has been made to be some place with streets paved with gold and stuff like that. That's not what I am, what I know these spiritual places to be based on the communication that I have with my spirits. Yes, you go to another place, and yes, there's a different levels to where you go, but as far as like we're all going to be kumbaya in this one big places and recognizing each other as whatever, no, because we've lived so many lifetimes, we're not necessarily going to recognize each other as Stephanie and Antonio, but that's a whole nother story. But what I really wanted to say about that was that, remember, you are a very powerful spiritual being. And as such, you can change your life using your spiritual self. The body is a vessel, much like a car is a vessel. It is to get you from one place to another. It is to carry the spirit and protect it. That is its goal. That's why I also make these herbs and things to help the spirit through the body. Okay? So don't forget your power and don't forget your connection and your ability to change your life once you get in touch with your spiritual self and understand that part of you is the real part of you. The rest of this stuff changes over and over and over again, right? We have different bodies, we have different associations, but that spirit on the inside is still there, the same one. The same spirit is still there from year and decade and century to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, which is kind of amazing. Okay, so that's just information I wanted to give you on this Friday. It's probably a lot of rambling, but sometimes that happens. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful existence today. Be the absolute best version of yourself that you can be. Stay in touch with who you are. And don't allow everything that's going on to change. You know the truth within you, right? Not what you think up here, but it's a little bit different. We'll talk later. Bye.